How do we still allow male circumcision? Grabs popcorn. Anyone wants some?
I had it done as a baby for religious reasons, but nobody else where I live, UK, has it done and they all seem fine, so I probably wouldn't ever do it to my kid if I ever have a boy. It seems more of a tradition than something that is useful today. Having said that though, I personally don't feel like I'm mutilated or that I was abused or anything. I don't know any different.
Now I know religion doesn't often lend itself to being logical, but if, as the Abrahamic religions teach, men are made in God's image, and God is a perfect entity, why do you need to chop bits off? Is the foreskin the Creator's version of a typo? Male and female circumcision are very different things in levels of damage done. That said, it's quite odd to me that male circumcision is legal, except of course for medical reasons.
I feel like this post was created for me specifically, lol. I got circumcised at 18 because my foreskin was incredibly tight and would not retract properly. It made my head incredibly sensitive, and definitely not a good way, and it literally made sexual acts painful at times. Not even going to touch on the mental effect this caused and the lack of confidence I had because of it. Yes, I chose to get this procedure myself, and I can absolutely see this side of the argument. That being said, now for my thoughts. From living through puberty as a horny-ass teenager up until I was 18 and experiencing many years literally on both sides of the spectrum now, I can wholeheartedly say with 100% confidence that being circumcised is way better. If I had a time machine and could go back and tell my parents to get me circumcised as a child, I 100% would, every time.
Agree or not, I couldn't care less. I'm probably one of the only people on this entire post that has experience with both sides of this issue, and my thoughts are based solely off of those experiences.
I don't think that male circumcision and female circumcision are comparable. Female circumcision makes it significantly harder for women to orgasm. There are no health benefits that I'm aware of. Male circumcision makes little impact on a man's ability to orgasm. There are some minor health benefits. This isn't to say that male circumcision is something that should be done. But it shouldn't be compared with female circumcision. The two are not comparable. There are medical problems where this has to be done, but it should never be a normal thing to do.
From WebMD, Medical Reasons for Circumcision. The American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, found that the health benefits of newborn male circumcision outweigh the risks, but the benefits are not great enough to recommend universal newborn circumcision. Circumcision benefits. There is evidence that circumcision has health benefits, including less risk of urinary tract infections, a reduced risk of some sexually transmitted diseases in men,
protection against penile cancer and a lower risk of cervical cancer in female sex partners, prevention of balanitis, inflammation of the glands, and balanoposthitis, inflammation of the glands and foreskin, prevention of phimosis, the inability to retract the foreskin, and paraphimosis, the inability to return the foreskin to its original location. There ya have it. I'll take your downvotes now. Religious brainwashing and people incapable of challenging cultural norms is how it's still around. I have a condition where my foreskin cannot physically be retracted. And doctors have told me that the only way to remove it at this point would be circumcision. So I guess that could be one reason. It's sometimes necessary for medical reasons. There is no real medical advantage to it otherwise. I believe. Nowadays it's mostly because of religious beliefs. In Germany this can only be done by a physician. Banning it would be a pretty difficult thing to do in Germany, where I'm from, because of certain events in recent history and the specific religion that performs circumcisions. To this day. Also religious freedom. We shouldn't, it's disgusting. Short answer. Religious nuts. But I find it really funny how the argument, easier to clean, comes up every time. Like take a daily shower and it's done. It literally doesn't take more than 2 seconds. What are y'all on about? I wondered the same thing so many times. I once read that the removal of the foreskin is similar to ripping a nail from the nail bed. Without anesthetic, babies and young children are forcibly held down to undergo this agonizing procedure, often by people who have no medical training. Long-term consequences are desensitivity. Why would religious people want to change what God has designed? I can't understand it. None of the reasons make sense. I don't think it will be legal in the future.
Agreed.
It's not right and it's barbaric. Circumcision of unaware children is an American thing, isn't it? Not sure. I mean, I'm almost glad I never had the choice though. I'll put it that way. Religion is a pretty powerful dong chopper as far as I know. As well. Also, it's hilarious. If you're not religious, you now have a serious window into your own mom's wiener preferences. Ha ha ha. Okay, I'm diving into the battlefield. It's a combo of religious nonsense, protecting tradition, and in the case of the USA and Canada, some weird form of following the established norm. Male circumcision is religiously important for both Jews and Muslims, and whenever any legislation is trying to be passed against it, religious leaders scream bloody murder and start comparisons with the Nazis. So that's one reason it's been so hard to outlaw it. For children, that is. If you're an 18-year-old guy and believe in your fate enough to take a razor to your genitals, it's your funeral buddy. As for the US and Canada, as I said, while nor religiously significant, circumcision has kinda became the expected norm. Like if your dad was cut, so will you, and so will your descendants. As weird as that is. And dudes get weirdly protective of it. It's immoral, but done to the majority of boys. So people accept it as okay. Ops in a weird one-person circle jerk. But cultural norms. I think. Not really the most informed populace to ask about this sort of thing.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Haircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.